She texted, "I'm tired of pretending I'm satisfied. You're not enough for me anymore." I wrote, "I understand." Then I let her find out what enough felt like when the rent was due and I wasn't there. Her landlord's eviction notice explained it perfectly. Original post: I, 36 male, got the text on a Wednesday afternoon while fixing a leaky faucet in the apartment I share with my girlfriend Melody for. We'd been together 3 years, living together for 2. The text was brutal. "Derek, I need to be honest. I'm tired of pretending I'm satisfied with this relationship. You're not enough for me anymore. I need someone who can actually provide the life I deserve, not just promises and Home Depot runs. We need to talk when you get home." I stared at my phone, wrench still in hand. 3 years. I'd supported her through her wellness coaching certification that cost me $4,000, paid her portion of rent for 8 months when her online boutique wasn't making money, covered her car insurance, phone bill, groceries, but I wasn't enough. I typed back, "I understand." Then I got strategic. See, our lease was ending in 2 weeks. I'd already talked to our landlord about renewing. He was waiting for my signature on the new lease. Melody assumed I'd handle it like I handled everything else. The rent was $2,100 a month, and while both our names were on the current lease, I'd been paying $1,800 while she covered $300 until her business took off. I went back to fixing the faucet. When she came home that evening, she had this rehearsed speech ready. "Derek, I've been doing a lot of soul searching. I need a partner who matches my ambition, my drive. You're sweet, but you're just comfortable being mediocre. I'm moving out when the lease ends." "Okay," I said, not looking up from my dinner. "That works out well, actually." She blinked. "What do you mean?" "The lease ends in 2 weeks. I wasn't planning to renew anyway." Her face went pale. "What? But where am I supposed to go?" "That's not my problem anymore, Melody. I'm not enough for you, remember? But I thought I assumed you'd keep the apartment and I'd have time to find something." "Why would I do that? I'm moving back closer to my job. Already got a place lined up." I didn't, but she didn't need to know that yet. The panic was starting to set in. "Derek, I don't have money for a deposit somewhere else. You know my business is still growing. Your business has been growing for 2 years. Maybe your next partner who matches your ambition can help with that." She tried tears. She tried anger. She tried seduction. I just kept packing my tools and making arrangements. Found a nice 1-bedroom across town for $1,400. Put down the deposit the next day. Update 1 week later. The entitlement escalated fast once reality hit. First, Melody tried to go around me. Called our landlord directly, trying to renew just in her name. Mr. Rodriguez called me, confused. "Your girlfriend wants to keep the apartment, but she failed the income verification. She makes $1,100 a month. The rent is $2,100. That's her situation, Mr. Rodriguez. I'm moving out as planned." She said you promised to co-sign for her." I laughed. Actually laughed. "I'm not enough for her anymore, so my signature probably isn't either." He chuckled. One of those situations. Well, she has until the 15th to figure it out or vacate." Melody came home furious that evening. "You told Mr. Rodriguez you wouldn't co-sign? What is wrong with you?" "Melody, you literally told me I'm not enough for you. Why would I co-sign a lease for someone who doesn't want to be with me?" "Because you care about me. Because you're supposed to be a good person. I am being good to myself for once." Then came the social media campaign. She posted everywhere about how I was financially abusing her by suddenly refusing to help with housing. How I was leaving her homeless out of spite. Her friends started messaging me. Her best friend Tanya, "Derek, this is really messed up. You know she depends on you." Me, exactly the problem. She wants someone better but still wants my support. Doesn't work that way. Her sister Gloria, she made one mistake saying those things. You're really gonna make her homeless? She's 34 with a business. I'm not making her anything. She's facing adult consequences. But here's where it gets really good. Melody started bringing guys to the apartment. Different dude every night that last week. Loud, obvious, trying to make me jealous or angry. I just kept packing, wearing my noise-canceling headphones completely unbothered. One guy, Brad or Brett or something, actually tried to confront me. "Hey man, Mel says you're being a real piece of work about this moving situation." I looked up from my box of books. And you are? I'm her friend. She needs help and you're being petty. Cool. Are you gonna pay her rent? What? She needs $2,100 for rent, plus probably $4,000 for deposit and first month somewhere else. You helping with that? His face went red. That's not. I just met her. Then maybe mind your business, friend. He left pretty quick after that. Melody was pissed. You embarrassed me. You embarrassed yourself. I just asked a question. Update 2, moving day. The 15th came fast. I'd moved most of my stuff out gradually, but saved the furniture for last. See, everything except her clothes and personal items was mine. The couch, bed, TV, kitchen appliances, all purchased by me before we met or during our relationship with my money. Morning of the 15th, the moving truck arrived. Melody was still in bed. What's that noise? She mumbled. Moving truck. I'm taking my furniture. She shot up. Your furniture? We've been using it for 2 years. Yes, my furniture that I bought and paid for. You're welcome for the 2 years of free use. She watched in horror as the movers took everything. The apartment looked empty when they were done. Just her clothes in piles where the dresser used to be, her makeup on the floor where the vanity was. You can't leave me with nothing. You have your clothes, your makeup, your wellness coaching certificates, and your entrepreneurial spirit. That should be enough for someone with your ambition. Then Mr. Rodriguez showed up for the final walkthrough. Miss Melody, you need to be out by 5 p.m. today unless you have the deposit and first month's rent. She turned to me, tears streaming. Derek, please, just 1 month. Co-sign for 1 month while I figure things out. No. I'll die on the streets. Mr. Rodriguez looked uncomfortable. Ma'am, that's a bit dramatic, but you do need to leave today. She tried calling her mom, on speaker, because drama. Mom, Derek's making me homeless. He won't help with the apartment. Her mom, Denise. Baby, can't you pay for it yourself? You know my business is still building. It's been 2 years, Melody. Maybe it's time to get a regular job too. Mom, you're supposed to be on my side. I am, sweetie, but you're 34. You can't depend on boyfriends for housing. The look on Melody's face was something, like she'd never considered that before. Update 3, the aftermath. I finished moving into my new place and thought that was it. Should have known better. Day 3 in my new apartment, I get a call from an unknown number. It's Melody, crying. Derek, I'm at a motel. It's $89 a night, and there are bugs. Okay? I need help. Just enough for a deposit somewhere. I'll pay you back. With what money? Your business that makes $1,100 a month? I'll get a real job too. Please, this place is horrible. Melody, remember when you said I wasn't enough? This is what not enough looks like. Good luck. I hung up and blocked the number, but she wasn't done. Oh no, she got creative. Her sister Gloria called me at work. Derek, I'm at the ER with Melody. She collapsed from stress. The least you could do is come see her. I called the hospital directly. Hi, I'm checking on a patient. Melody Hutchinson? Her sister said she was admitted. Let me check. No one by that name has been admitted today, sir. I texted Gloria. Hospital has no record of her. Stop lying. She was going to go to the ER but felt better. Sure. Then came the package. A box shipped to my new address. How did she even get it? Inside were photos of us, ticket stubs from dates, a love letter I'd written her 2 years ago, and a note. Remember when you loved me? When I was enough for you? I made a mistake with my words, but you're destroying my life over one text message. Please reconsider. Love, Mel. I donated the box contents to the paper recycling bin. Next was the fake emergency. I get a call from Melody's lawyer, obviously just someone pretending. Mr. Derek Thompson? This is Attorney Johnson. My client, Ms. Hutchinson, is pursuing a case for unlawful eviction and financial abuse. Really? What's your bar number? My what? Your bar number. Every lawyer has one. What's yours so I can verify you with the State Bar Association? Click. They hung up. I texted Melody from a Google Voice number. Impersonating a lawyer is a crime. Try that again and I'll file a police report. Update 4, the escalation. 2 weeks into my new place, I'm settling in nicely. New furniture better than what I had, quiet neighbors, closer to work, life's good. Then I get a call from my mom. Derek, honey, I just got the strangest Facebook message from your ex-girlfriend's mother. My stomach dropped. What did she want? She's asking me to talk sense into you, says you abandoned her daughter and left her homeless. I told her Melody's a grown woman who broke up with you, and she had the nerve to say you're still obligated to help because real men don't abandon women in need. What did you say? I told her real women don't tell their partners they're not enough, and then expect continued financial support. Then I blocked her. Love my mom. But Melody wasn't done with the parent approach. She somehow found out where my dad golfs and showed up there, showed up at his golf club. Dad called me, trying not to laugh. Son, your ex just made quite a scene at the clubhouse, came in crying, looking for me, saying you've ruined her life. Jesus, what did you do? Security escorted her out when she couldn't prove she was a member. But not before she told everyone in earshot that you're heartless, and left her with nothing. Dale from my foursome said, sounds like she left herself with nothing by dumping a good man. She screamed at him, and that's when security stepped in. The second-hand embarrassment was real. Then came the flying monkeys, her friends, but more aggressive. Tanya and 2 others showed up at my work. We need to talk about Melody, Tanya announced to our receptionist. Security called me down. These 3 women were in the lobby demanding to see me. I came down but stayed behind the security desk. This is my workplace, you need to leave. Not until you agree to help Mel, she's staying on my couch and I can't afford to feed both of us. Then tell her to get a job, she has a business. That makes $1,100 a month. McDonald's is hiring at $15 an hour, that's $2,400 a month, full-time. The other friend, Vera, piped up, she's too good for McDonald's, she's an entrepreneur. Entrepreneurs who can't pay rent are just unemployed people with websites. Security stepped forward. Ladies, you need to leave or we'll call the police. Tanya pointed at me. This isn't over. It literally is, that's the point. My boss called me in after they left. I thought I was in trouble. Derek, I don't know what's going on in your personal life, but any ex that shows up at a man's job with her friends is certifiably crazy. You need anything from us? Legal resources? Documentation for a restraining order? I might, actually, thanks. Update 5, the extinction event. 3 weeks after moving out, I get a text from Mr. Rodriguez. Your ex left some damage in the apartment. She broke the bedroom door and damaged the bathroom mirror. I'm having to use her portion of the original security deposit. Thought you should know in case she tries to claim you did it. I asked for photos and documentation, which he provided. She'd apparently had a meltdown before leaving and punched the mirror, kicked the door. I saved everything. Sure enough, 2 days later, I get served. Actually served. She'd found a real lawyer this time and was suing me for emotional distress, $5,000, constructive eviction, $10,000, lost business income due to housing instability, $8,000, replacement cost for furniture she partially owned, $3,000, $26,000, for breaking up with her after she told me I wasn't enough. I hired a lawyer, a real one. Mr. Peterson, no relation to the landlord, looked at her lawsuit and actually chuckled. She broke up with you via text stating you weren't enough. You have the message? Saved and screenshotted multiple ways. You gave proper notice to the landlord about not renewing? Yes, 2 weeks before the lease ended. The furniture was yours, purchased before or during the relationship but with your money? Have all the receipts. She damaged the apartment after you left? Landlord has photos and is willing to testify. He leaned back. This is what we call a spite suit. She has no case, but she's hoping you'll settle to make it go away. No settling. Good man. Let me handle this. The first hearing was amazing. Melody showed up dressed like she was going to a funeral, clearly trying to look pitiful. Her lawyer opened with how I'd systematically isolated and financially controlled her before vindictively leaving her homeless. My lawyer stood up and read her text message out loud. The whole thing. The judge's eyebrows went up. So Miss Hutchinson initiated the breakup? Her lawyer? That's an oversimplification, Your Honor. It's a yes or no question. Did she end the relationship? Yes, but... And Mr. Thompson was under no legal obligation to renew a lease with someone who had ended their relationship. The moral obligation. I asked about legal obligation. No, Your Honor. My lawyer then submitted evidence of her business income, $100 per month, evidence I'd been paying most expenses, The lease showing both names but bank records showing my payments, receipts for all furniture, and the landlord's damage report with photos. The judge looked at Melody. Miss Hutchinson, you ended the relationship, told Mr. Thompson he wasn't enough for you, but expected him to continue providing housing? She started crying. I didn't mean it. I was just frustrated. He knew I couldn't afford the apartment alone. That seems like something you should have considered before ending the relationship. Her lawyer tried one more time. Your Honor, Mr. Thompson's actions were clearly retaliatory. Counselor, not renewing a lease with an ex-partner is not retaliation. It's common sense. Case dismissed. Miss Hutchinson, you owe Mr. Thompson's legal fees. $3,200. The wail that came out of Melody was something else. I can't afford that. Judge, then you probably shouldn't have filed a frivolous lawsuit. You have 60 days to pay. Update 6. The final meltdown. After losing in court, Melody went scorched earth on social media, posted our private messages, selectively edited, claimed I was an abuser, said the judge was sexist and had been paid off. The posts were unhinged enough that even some of her friends started backing away. Then she made the mistake that ended everything. She posted my new address and encouraged people to let him know what you think of men who abuse women. I woke up to my car-keyed asshole spray painted on my apartment door and a brick through my window with a note, "This is what you deserve." I called the police, filed a report, and my lawyer had a field day, inciting harassment, vandalism, possibly conspiracy to commit property damage. These were actual crimes. Melody was arrested 2 days later. Tanya had already flipped and told police that Melody had specifically asked people to damage my property to teach him a lesson. She called me from jail. I actually answered. Derek, please, I need bail money. Just $2,000. I'll sign anything. I'll leave you alone forever. Just please. Melody, you just caused thousands in damage to my property and my car. You're lucky I'm not pressing additional civil charges. I'm in jail. Yeah, that's what happens when you commit crimes. Maybe your next boyfriend who matches your ambition can bail you out. There is no next boyfriend. No one wants me because I'm homeless and broke. Sounds like a you problem. I have to go. I have a date tonight. A date? Already? Yeah, she's a CFO at a tech company. Says I'm more than enough for her. Funny how that works. The scream of rage before she hung up was satisfying, not gonna lie. Final update. It's been 6 months now. Here's where everyone ended up. Melody pled guilty to harassment and incitement, got probation and community service, had to pay me $3,200 in legal fees plus $4,100 in damages to my car and apartment. She's working at a call center now. Tanya let it slip on Facebook and living with her parents. Her wellness coaching website is gone. Her Instagram bio no longer says entrepreneur. She tried reaching out once more, 2 months ago. A long email about how she's grown as a person and realizes what she lost. I didn't respond. Her friends, Tanya and I actually had a civil conversation after everything. She apologized for her part and admitted Melody had been using everyone around her for years. Vera still thinks I'm Satan incarnate, but who cares? Her family, her mom sent me an apology letter, said she didn't raise Melody to be entitled but realized she'd enabled it by always bailing her out. Her dad never reached out, which is fine. Me, the CFO thing was just to mess with Melody. There was no date that night. But I did start dating someone recently. She's a nurse, has her own apartment, pays her own bills, and hasn't once said, I'm not enough. It's refreshing. My new apartment feels like home now. My job gave me a raise after I brought in a huge client. Turns out not being stressed about supporting an ungrateful partner improves work performance. I'm in therapy to work through some trust issues, but overall, life's good. The best part? A friend from the old building ran into Mr. Rodriguez last week. Apparently, he still tells the story of the girl who thought she could afford $2,100 rent on $1,100 income to new tenants as a cautionary tale about living within your means. Looking back, the revenge wasn't even revenge. It was just stopping. I stopped paying for her life, stopped enabling her delusions, stopped setting myself on fire to keep her warm. The consequences she faced were entirely of her own making. She wanted more than I could give? Cool. She got exactly what she deserved. Nothing from me at all. And honestly, that's more than enough satisfaction for me.